So howdy everybody. This week the high road travels to the cowboy state of Wyoming, where we're after big old whitetail bucks.
Should I kill him?
Oh, there he goes.
Okay. You ready, John?
Yep.
Yep. I'm on him. Hey!
Boom! So it's early October and we're here in the state of Wyoming. So this area in Wyoming is located between Gillette, Wyoming and Biddle, Montana, right up on the border. It's a very remote area with great big private ranches. And the guy that leases these ranches that we hunt with up here is named Mike Zemek.
My name is Mike Zemek, owner of Blue Rock Outfitters in northeast Wyoming and southeast Montana. We outfit for mule deer, whitetail, antelope, and turkeys. This week, I got Keith and Johnny, and we did not draw the antelope tags this year. The antelope tags got tougher to draw, but we got some deer tags. So we are gonna go chase the great whitetail of northeast Wyoming.
So I was doing the math the other day, and this is actually my 6th year coming out here with Keith. It's been a pleasure every single year coming out here and filming him. You know, I've watched him take animal after animal, and we've always had a good time. And I've really gotten close with Mike. You know, Mike's like an older brother to me, and getting to come out here and hunt with him, I look forward to it every single year. But we really enjoy hunting whitetail. You know, we always say that our favorite thing is sitting in the blind and just sitting there and waiting. And it's just, you know, the cool thing about whitetail hunting is just seeing what's gonna come out and when. Now, a couple years ago, I actually took an awesome buck. It was a beautiful 10-point, and it was a stud buck, just a really mature, fat old boy. And that's exactly what we're looking for this time. You know, Keith and I are all about deer management. He's brought me up big time on that. So what are we looking for on this trip? Quite simply, we're looking for a mature buck.
Go ahead and get started. All right, what we're doing here, we're gonna check zero. And these guns were zeroed before we left Texas, but go ahead and we've got some Determinator targets set up down there. Crank one out there and see what happens. How is it?
Perfect.
Good. I want you to send 4 more down there.
Perfect. I think you're on deck.
All right, bud. All right.
Let's get your gun up there.
Sweet.
Well, I think you know your effective range.
I think if we can see one with about 500 yards, he's dead meat.
Done.
All right.
Very good shooting.
Good deal.
Sweet.
Next stop, we're fixing to hit the field.
Well, I'm about as happy as you can get right now, folks, because we are out at Blue Rock Outfitters hunting some whitetail, and it is a beautiful, beautiful Wyoming morning. Keith's in another blind out yonder, and I'm actually in a very special spot. I'm at a spot that we call Keith's Cabin, and that's because I got a cabin, really old, cool looking cabin right behind me. And the reason it's Keith's is because he has taken a ton of deer out of here. This field's been good to us. So anyway, I've got some high hopes for it. But it is an absolutely gorgeous morning, and we've seen some activity so far. Out there earlier, I saw two nice bucks. You know, walking that tree line. The front one, he was okay, but the back one was a really nice deer. You know, big old body on him, nice rack, definitely a shooter, but it was still a little bit too dark for camera light, and they're a little bit far out, so I wasn't gonna sling one just yet, but it's the first morning.
All right, so I am set up on a beautiful spot. This is overlooking the Little Powder River up here in Wyoming. And boy, am I ever glad that I wound up going to a long distance shooting school. And the reason why is that on this particular piece of property, the odds of getting a long shot are very, very high. So the possibility of getting a short range shot, it does exist, but more than likely it's going to be a 400-yard shot plus. So I'm very confident in my abilities. I'm very confident in my rifle. And so set up here, and for all practical purposes, I own this field. So if a big buck walks out, I'm hoping to put my tag on him.
We got some mule deer out in this field. That's a cool thing about Blue Rock is when you pull a tag for a deer, it's not just a whitetail. It can be a mule deer too. Look at that little buck just spinning around. That's pretty cool. But most people come out here to Blue Rock to hunt mule deer. Keith and I just like hunting whitetail, but they have a lot of good mule deer hunting as well. And if you pull a deer tag, you can take either a whitetail or a mule deer. So it's pretty cool to see them down in these bottoms. Normally they're up top, but just a little buck running around having fun. A little bit of tussling. We've got our first buck. He's quite a ways out there. Looks like he's got a big old body on him. I can't really tell what he's doing antler-wise, but big old fat body. That very well could be the buck that really nice deer was with this morning, because it looked like the one that was leading the pack. I'll tell you what, he does have a fat body though. Fat body bucks makes the Blue Rockin' Rock go round. Let's see if his buddy shows up, and hopefully they work their way over to this field. Just like I thought, there he is, that bigger buck with that other guy. They're way out there. We may, if they consistently stay on that side over there, we might have to make a different game plan. That's a real nice deer. Might have to move the blind.
Been sitting here about an hour and a half, seen a lot of cows, no deer. But the sun's starting to go down. The rancher came by a little while ago on their four-wheeler and checking on the cows. So anyway, it's been kind of a slow evening so far, but that's okay because right now, I think in about 15 minutes, we ought to start getting really, really busy. That's when these deer ought to come out of the river bottom and start moving up on these fields to feed. So now's the time to really put our game face on and get serious. The shadows are getting long.
All right, now we have changed the game a little bit, folks. I am in a brand new spot, and I am looking back at my old spot. This spot is awesome. I can see so much country, and the reason I'm here is that I've seen the same buck 2 days in a row. The problem was is I only saw him very briefly, and he was behind a bunch of trees, but he's hanging out with the same buck. We've kind of got set up in a good spot where regardless of where he's going, if he's keeping to the same pattern, I may get a shot at him. Now Keith is south this way. He's in a blind of his own. I think he's overlooking quite a bit of country as well.
Okay, so it looks like we're out in the wide open. It is about 600 yards to that tree line down there. This is day 2, and the weather is hot. It's really gotten warm. What we're doing, locations, the cows, they put the cows in on the pasture here just the other day, and the cows have really messed things up. That's okay. I mean, this area right here, in front of me, you can see there are cattle in that pasture. There are no cattle in this pasture here. So what I'm doing is I'm going to stay put till dark. Hopefully these deer are going to come up out of here and work their way through the grass. But I'm set up. It's a 600-yard shot is all. So anything that comes out here is should be a good shot if it just stands still and stands broadside. So Johnny is way down the river that direction.
Keith and I didn't pull pronghorn tags this year, but still cool to see them. They've got some big pronghorn out here too. Really nice pronghorn. Keith's taken, I can't even imagine how many pronghorn he's taken out here. Like, I guarantee you he's lost count. That's how many pronghorn antelope he's taken out of here. Got our first buck. He's a little guy, but still got antlers. He keeps looking back to the left, so I wonder if that means something else is gonna pop out behind him. That's the 3rd time he's done that.
ones, that's a good sign. The reason why that's a good sign is because they're out here relatively early. Nice. That's a good sign. It's also a good sign they must have a good summer. Those fawns look in really good shape. The second evening I go back in a spot that I think for sure this spot's going to work. I'm overlooking a great big area and I didn't hardly see anything. I think, wow, something's got to change here. Instead of sitting in a blind, we're going to go do the Ankle Express. We're going to take the game to them. All right, so this morning we saw a really nice buck. That was a good buck.
It's a good buck.
Mature. So anyway, we watched him go up and go in that sagebrush. And what do you want to do now?
So we need to get some elevation. It's so flat down there. So we're gonna get up on top of one of these hills, look down, get a good spot on them, and hopefully we'll get a shot on them.
There, Mike.
Where at?
Right, straight out. He's laying down the sagebrush.
Oh, got him.
357 yards. Give me that. He's 3. Yeah, we're just watching him, but if he stands back up, he's toast. But we're just watching him. He's laid down there. We got his head up above the sagebrush. We see him move his antlers. And he's a nice deer. We just got to give it some time right now. Look at him moving his head.
Oh, there he goes.
Okay. You ready, John?
Yep.
Yep, I'm on him. Hey.
Done. Good job.
Good.
That was quick.
Well, you said he's up.
Yeah.
Boom.
Congratulations.
Boom. What do you think about that? You know, here's a good little tip. I know you know this, but maybe some of the viewers don't. I mean, look, the cool thing is when you've got a situation like this is a heck of a nice deer. Look at here. Golly, Mike.
Yeah.
Look at him.
I like him.
Okay, here. Let me hand you my rifle.
Yep, got her.
I want to tell you what I was going to say is I can look back at the ridge and coming over here because all this country looks the same. This is flat. This is a little Powder River basin and it's flat. This is where really the whitetails live. And so what happens is that if you wind up making a shot, whether you're in the thick Texas brush country or you're out here in the open plains and you know the distance to something, then when you get out there and you start looking for it, range back to where you shot from and it'll give you a good idea where to start looking. But look at this buck right here. You know, look at the size of the neck on this guy. I mean, he's got a big old fat neck. And I mean, coming up here, I've been in this area hunting with Mike in this area for well over 20 years now, and I love it. Like I said, I've known Mike for a long, long time and hunted with him for a long, long time. Whether you're looking for a whitetail deer or mule deer, or you're interested in coming out here and going shooting some prairie dogs right here on the border of Montana, Wyoming, give him a phone number.
You can give me a call at 308-550-1136.
Yes. We got one buck down. Johnny's got a tag now, and he's on deck, and we're gonna see what he can do. But this right here is exactly what I was looking for, a nice, mature whitetail buck. Thank you, Mike.
Heck yeah.
We did it again.
So I've been chasing this one particular 10 point, and he's a real pretty deer. You know, I don't know how good he is, but I know that he's mature. I can see his big old body from way off, and that is all I care about, all right? Well, now that Keith's got his deer down, I'm very excited because he's gonna join up with me. We're gonna get to hang out, and we're gonna go after old Shorty. He's got short G2s, a really nice frame, beautiful buck, and I gotta tell you, it's one of our last days, and I'm hoping we can make it happen. So the plan is quite simple. We moved the blind across the river because that's where he's mainly hanging out. So Keith and I are gonna see if we can sneak down in this blind and hopefully he'll be there. But little did we know, he was there all right, just a little bit earlier than us.
So we're sneaking up on top of this hill and the buck is bedded right below us. Johnny's setting up the camera down. All I gotta do is really just hit the record button. You see his rack right there, Keith? I gotta get on. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Make sure you see his rack. I got it.
Right now it's a waiting game. He's just sitting up over there bedded down. And until something gives him a reason to stand up, we're just kind of sitting here waiting on him. We're set up pretty good. Keith's on the camera. We got Mikey here. Just gonna wait a minute.
An hour goes by, this buck's just sitting there, and I'm just fidgeting around trying to feel good, and I'm gonna put him right back down in his bed as soon as he pops up.
Should I kill him? Are you on him?
If you got a good shot smoking and you have a good shot, you're good. Oh, yeah. He went down like,
Oh, did he?
like a sack of corn.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's the problem with the sage. Something drops, you don't know what happened, but oh man. Thanks, buddy. Oh, give me a hug. Give me a hug. Oh, I gotta give Keith a hug too. Oh man.
Hold on a minute. Let me reverse this camera here.
We got a buck down.
So it's been a waiting game, I'll tell you.
Oh man, we've been out here for a while.
Yeah, we've been out here and all of a sudden it's like everything worked out. Everything worked out because of Mike. Look at Mike. He's eyes like a coyote,
Hey.
I'm telling you.
I always trust you, Mikey. You're the man. This is the buck. I'm 90% sure that this is the buck I've been chasing for the past 3 days. Well, Mikey, he went to get up out of his bed and we put him back to sleep.
Yes, you did.
What do you
in a big
say?
hurry.
That was awesome, folks. First of all, this was supposed to be a blind hunt. Keith and I were gonna hop in that blind up top and wait on this specific deer to come in. This has gotta be the buck, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 10 point, shorter G2s. I've been hunting this guy since I first sat out, and to now have the chance to put him on the ground is absolutely phenomenal. And not only was I able to get him, but Keith was here and Mike was here with me. And it was awesome because I've been doing all the rest of my hunting solo. So to have them here, I love that. You know, that's what coming to Blue Rock Outfitters is all about, is every time I come out here with Keith, it feels like I'm coming back home to family. Mike being like an older brother to me, and Keith being like a second dad. So, and wrapping it up with a big old mature whitetail,
Yep.
that just puts the icing on the cake. Mike, I want to keep coming back with you as long as I can. So I really appreciate you, buddy. Give me a hug. You're the man.
No, you are. You got it all done today.
Well, thank you. Yeah, get in here, Keith.
I gotta get it. Give me some sugar.
It's a family, folks. The Blue Rock family. But if
I'm all covered up because the mosquitoes are bad.
if I don't hurry up and wrap this up, he's gonna kill me, I promise you.
Get out of
Yeah.
here.